Day 20 on the Florida Trail. I'll see you again in 5 miles. See what I mean about trash? Camel Lake, 5 miles, that's where I'm going. That bike ride was a bit scary. There was big logging trucks, a lot of them, and I had to go down into the ditch a few times because there was no shoulder. Anyway, I'm feeling pretty good today, much better than yesterday. Happy to be done bike riding and conquering some trails now. Although the bike rides sure did let me cover the distance. I did about 35 miles total. So that helps boost the morale too, to conquer some area. Anyway, let's see what this day holds for me. I'm now in Apalachicola National Forest, and I hear it's pretty amazing. What's this all about? They want us to register, okay. Definitely soft ground already, but very cool environment. Ooh, really squishy. After Abraham's wife Sarah died, he finally settled down and purchased some land with a cave on it so that he could bury his wife there. Up until that time, he was a wanderer. So he also was buried there along with Isaac and Rebekah and Jacob and Leah. So it was a good purchase indeed. Sarah was 127 years old when she died, and she is the only woman in scripture whose age is recorded at the time of her death. Abraham was 137 and Isaac was 37 years old, and he was yet unmarried, and he took his mother's death really hard. When Isaac was 40 years old, Abraham realized he better get a wife for him, otherwise the promise of his future line would go nowhere. I should learn my Florida flowers. In Bible times, it was often the parents that found the spouses, and Abraham knew that he did not want Isaac marrying one of the local Canaanite women because they were not God-fearing and were idol-worshipping. So Abraham got his most trusted servant, Eliezar, to go on a 500-mile journey to the land where Abraham used to live to see if there were any suitable young ladies there for a wife. Eliezar was Abraham's representative, so he had him place his hand under his thigh to take an oath. I don't know exactly what that was all about, but the intimate nature of the symbolic gesture underlines the seriousness of the oath. Pretty tall grass here, and the ground is really quite bumpy. I'm not complaining, I'm just stating a fact. Gotta watch your step. By Abraham's witness, Eliezar turned out to be a God-fearing man. He took 10 camels on his journey, and he prayed to God for a sign of who would be the perfect wife for Isaac. When he arrived at the town well, a beautiful woman came at that time. He asked her for a drink of water. She gladly gave it to him, and then she offered to draw water for the camels as well. This was no easy feat because the well was down an embankment, and she had to carry a heavy pitcher for approximately 1,000 liters. This was the exact signs that Eliezar had prayed to God about, so he knew he was on to something. He asked who she was, and it turns out that her father is Abraham's nephew. So Eliezar tells everyone what his mission was, and Rebekah agrees to leave her family, to go to a strange land, and to become someone's wife that she has never seen. And they left the very next day. Isaac was in the field praying when he looked up and saw the camel caravan coming, and Rebekah also saw him and asked Eliezar, "Is this the one?" She then dismounted and veiled her face. Eliezar tells Isaac the whole story, and then Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and he took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. So Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. If this bridge is here, that must mean that this place usually gets swampy. But it's quite nice now. It's very nice now. Oh, what's this bridge up here? Beautiful. Ooh, we are thick into the swamp already. How fun. And look what is on my path. That looks fairly fresh. Always appreciate bridge builders. It just goes to show that when two people make a commitment with each other, they can have a beautiful marriage, especially when they know that God obviously arranged it. If only people today would be guided by God's will and leading. There's obviously a nice maintenance team on this part of the trail, doing their very best to cut away the shrubs and horrible bushwhacking that I've had to do in the past, and maintaining a nice trail for us. Wow, you can see all the effort that they put into this. Amazing. Thank you. I just came out of the woods there to avoid that. So courteous of them to not make us tramp through that big puddle. Oh, good. We got a turn signal up here because there's a lot of branches down. Yeah. Old culverts I can handle. Swampy swamp. Bugs, but they're not bothering me. Look at that slime. Just dead leaves, actually. Okay, let's get across these logs. That I can do. Okay, big puddle. Haha, there's a way of escape. No problem. Fun trail. Fun, fun, fun. Camel Lake, 1.8 miles. I've come 3 miles. And then there's a Blue Blaze Trail. It's a round trip that you can take if you're camping at the campground and want a round trip. You do the Florida Trail and then the Blue Blaze, but I don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna stick to the Florida Trail. My nice Florida Trail today. What is this I see? Wow. Me Mary Memory Island Camp. Sorry, I can't read. Nice bench. I sure have had varied terrain on this trail so far. And I'm only 3 miles into it. Wow. Uh-oh. I'm gonna go around it if I can. Squishy. No nice blazing around this puddle, so I'll do my own. Got some tree roots to hop onto. Whoa. Slick. So long, Puddle. There. No problem. Nice bridge. Even though it's missing a rung. Oh well. I was just thinking as I've been wandering this trail about Eliezar on his trip. How on earth did he find where he needed to go? I'm sure Abraham pointed him in the right direction, but then what? No GPS for him. I mean, if I did not have GPS on this Florida trail, I would have been lost days ago. This is so invaluable. So I figured that they had to use God positioning systems back then. And actually that is the best way to go. This is Forest Road 105, the first road I've come to. And this leads to a campground called Camel Pond. And it's actually where we're staying tonight. You have to reserve it online. You can't reserve it when you come here. Got a washroom, flush toilets, hot shower. That's what I hear anyway. So, Deluxe. There's some moss. This is a pretty tall boardwalk. So, must really get flooded in here at some point. Whoa. Gotta be a good balancer. Oh, this one's rotten. Great. I've mentioned it before, but these bushes are spelt T-I-T-I, but they're called tie-tie shrubs. There's so many of them, thickets of them. And now we're back out in the open, kind of. A little bit of a road walk now. Not too much. All right, and now here we go back in. I have no complaints about the trail today. It is fabulous. Thank you, trail people. And the signage is beyond excellent. They have really nice signs on this trail. I'm loving Apalachicola. You can see the camping spot over there. Very nice. I was just merrily walking down the road singing to myself and just happened to look up, and here's this beautiful lake right beside me. Good thing I looked up. Coming to the end of my day, 14.2 miles today. I feel fabulous. What a mood lifter this day has been. So, I want to know your love story. Did God direct in your marriage partner search? Did you pray to him, or tell me how you met your partner? I love to hear these stories. I will see you tomorrow.